Bulletcast for life.
Get up! This is a revolution! This is our time to rise! Look deep within your mind, look deep into the hate in my eyes! We are the elite, and you are the weak! No matter how hard I fall, I'll get back up on my...
Ladies and gentlemen, you know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly why I'm here. I'm a 24-year-old piece of gold, the messiah of the microphone, and the greatest sports recreational podcast in the world today. And yes, I'm here to lead the evolution of the audio revolution. Nobody else is doing it. Not Sam Roberts, not Peter Rosenberg, not Brian Campbell, not Joe Rogan, not Oprah, not even Michelle Obama, though I appreciate all your years of service to our country, to the former First Lady. You know I never do this alone. He's my tag team partner, the Jim of my Jay, the Toad of my Arn, the Stevie Ray of my Booker T. Ladies and gentlemen, host of the award-winning Under the Radar, host and creator of Curveballs and Chair Shots, the first ever and 8-time Bulletcast champion, the Canadian Destroyer, Brandon Tan Guma. BT, it's Thursday. You know what that means. We're here to talk some wrestling.
I'm glad to be here, Phillip. Phillip, how are you doing today? You know, you normally ask how I'm doing. How are you doing?
I'm all right, man. You know, I'm coming up on a week of being unemployed. You know, I left my job on Saturday. I've never been happier, but I'm like, oh man, this is interesting. You know, I have a lot more free time on my hands. You know, I'm not wondering when I'm gonna be able to sleep. You know, because I can sleep all day if I want.
You have time to play Fall Guys and Among Us now?
I've never played that game. It's a lot of WWE 2K20, a lot of creating people in arenas and all that other stuff. But I've been good, man. You know, I started a little new segment on the show. Noobs Watch Wrestling. My good buddy Jonathan Sturholm, we wrestled together in high school. He and his girlfriend Brittany, they came on. We watched Rock versus Cena from WrestleMania 28. I couldn't release the video because WWE came after me with the copyright hard, like before I even published it. It was blocked all over the world. Yeah.
Damn, hate to see it.
Hate to see it. I also did something else. On Sunday, I interviewed West Coast Design, and I picked up the brand new Bulletcast Championship. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Brandon, what are your thoughts? You've seen the photo. I'm sure you may have seen the interview by now. You've seen the, look at this bad boy, right? Look at all
Phillip,
of that.
It's a beautiful title. I can't wait to hold it for a week and then drop it again because that's what I do.
I mean, Brandon, whenever you do become Bulletcast champion again, I'm sure you have to actually come and get pictures with this thing.
And then I get to take it home, right? Because it's mine.
Oh, hey, you didn't put in on this, man.
But it's mine because I won it. That's usually what happens. I mean, the wrestlers don't pay for the belt, but they get to take it home because it's theirs.
It's like WWE. After you use it on TV, you put it back in the road case. Okay? No, but man, I mean, this is seriously one of the coolest things that I have in my collection or whatever. I don't know. We'll have to frame the old one. But yeah, man, I mean, Steven, he said that this is probably the heaviest title that he's ever made. That's just a credit to the craftsmanship of this bad boy. I mean, have you seen the interview? I mean, what are your thoughts on that and just overall thoughts on the championship, man?
Well, Phillip, of course I seen the interview because it's a great interview. You interviewed with your guys' mask on, by the way, because, you know, got to protect the social distancing and don't want to get thrown and everything like that.
I didn't want them. I mean, we did all the natural health precautions. He hasn't had it, and, you know, I made sure of that, but I didn't want the internet coming after me. You guys should have your masks on. You should be socially distanced. I didn't want any of that to happen.
But I actually did. I didn't watch it. I did listen to the interview. But he is someone that we've seen a bunch at all the APW shows. So it's someone that, you know, I've met him. We've said what's up. And I didn't realize that he was, you know, that deep into it, making belts. And he used to be a rapper. So if you want to know why his name is West Ghost, it has to do with his rap name. So check that out. But, I mean, yeah, it's a beautiful title. We've come a long way since using the first ever Bulletcast Championship, which was a toy Pride Fighting Championship belt
in my closet. And you have the second one. You still have that, correct?
I think I might have destroyed it.
Oh, it was a part of history, man.
I mean, I still have the actual belt, but it just might have been like deconstructed, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay. You smashed it with a sledgehammer. I got you.
Yeah, we're gonna have a hardcore Bulletcast Championship coming soon.
Hey, I'm not opposed to it, man. I mean, seriously, this is one of the coolest things ever. Steven, thank you so much, bro. Even though we are not the champion, Huey is, you know, I'm looking forward to being champion with this bad boy. This is great. Brandon, you could have the old one and you could claim that it's the title you never lost. We could run that angle if you want.
No, I want the real one.
Oh, you want that one?
I am the first ever one, so I had to do the whole stupid CM Punk gimmick where I put it in my refrigerator. Great times. Great times.
This is so big it won't even fit in my refrigerator. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk actual wrestling here. Smackdown recap. The only thing I really want to talk about: Roman Reigns and Jey Uso defeat Sheamus and Baron Corbin. Jey Uso did the majority of the work in the tag match. Roman tagged himself in, hit a spear on Sheamus, and won the match. Show up and win.
Very similar to what he did at. I've already forgotten what the hell the pay-per-view was called.
Payback. The big payback.
Payback. That's what it was called. So, I mean, right now, Roman's gimmick is like he just kind of shows up whenever he wants, which I guess at the moment is a fine heel tactic. But I think at Clash of the Champions, I don't know what the hell they call it. There's all these
Clash of Champions Gold Rush.
Sorry, Clash of Champions Gold Rush. That they actually have with Jey Uso a good match. We get to see Roman maybe switch up his fighting style a little bit, implement some more heel tactics. But I think, they're leaning maybe a little too into the internet story that Roman, just kind of he said it himself. I just show up and hope to get rich. And they're very much playing into that right now, which I think early stages, I'm fine with it. But if they just keep doing this over and over and over again, it's going to get kind of tiresome.
I mean, don't just bring it up every now and again. I think that's absolutely fine. As Brandon drinks coffee out of his Mickey Mouse mug. For those that are watching the video, because we do that again here. I mean, yeah, it's fine, man. I kind of like it. Him, like, not even wearing the vest, just showing up in a tank top with his slogan on it. I'm not opposed to that, man. Him having to do very little work because he knows he's the best. Yes, sir. I like that. I like that a lot.
As I said, I like Jey as a very first opponent. Yeah, he might not have gotten a lot of work in the past few months, but I think because of the family connection, I think Jey can have a good match with Roman. I think having Jey in a singles match can be a nice opportunity for him, but just have Roman maybe not completely squash him, but let's get in and out in under 10 minutes and really put a stamp on the big dog that he's here to stay.
Maybe Clash of Champions Gold Rush would be like an hour-long pay-per-view because everybody's trying to win the gold in a short amount of time.
Don't tempt me with the good time.
Now, the WWE pay-per-views they haven't even gone 3 hours the last couple. So
someone tell AEW that.
Yeah, that did not need to go as long as it did. All right, we're gonna go outside of the ring. I forgot to mention this last week. Barry Scott, he was the voice for TNA or Impact Wrestling, the video promos, the voiceover work, hyping up pay-per-views. He died at the age of 65. Iconic voice, kind of like a Morgan Freeman, a Jace voice, you could say, or like the guy from Allstate. My childhood, I was very fond of those video packages because his voice added so much gravitas and grandioseness to those highlights and video packages. Brandon, any thoughts on Barry Scott's unfortunate passing?
Honestly, when I first saw that this man passed away, I didn't really know who he was. But then when I kind of looked into it, listened to the voice, then obviously it kind of all came back to me. But it's at 65 years old, way too young. It sucks. And shout out to his family, friends, and everyone affected.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to move over to some happier news. Will Hobbs is all elite. Yes, the former All Pro Wrestling Internet Champion, former APW Tag Team Champion, Will Hobbs has been a staple in Bay Area wrestling here in Northern California for really the last decade, and he's finally gotten his time to shine. He showed up on Dark. He was in the Casino Battle Royal at All Out. Now he's officially with the company, man. I mean, I used to go to the APW garage, and I watched this dude wrestle with a blue mohawk when he was Will Rude, and to see the come up and to see where he's at now, I'm so happy for the guy. I mean, he's been on the show. Every time I go to a show, we chop it up for a little bit. He's made run-ins on little interviews or stuff I've done at shows. He's just a super nice guy. Goes around, shakes hands with everybody. I'm incredibly happy for this man.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen him. We've talked to him a few times at all those APW shows. It's someone that I saw, and I always thought that guy, he might be something one day. I always thought he had a good look. He has good enough wrestling, and obviously it's paying off. He was with AEW for a little bit, kind of being a job guy, kind of being the bigger job guy to kind of put over kind of the smaller guys. But now we're seeing on this episode of AEW, he's getting some wins on Dark. He's in a match with Jon Moxley, which, I mean, maybe he's the designated fall guy in this match, but it's still nothing to scoff at. And very happy for the guy.
Absolutely, man. That's big praise for what's about to happen coming up next week, and we will preview it in our AEW recap. Also, Jeff Hardy re-signs with WWE. I think it was what, BT Sport. He gave an interview to them. He said he is re-signed, and a part of him re-signing was that he has to bring back the No More Words theme song, which I'm a fan of. It's one of my favorite themes. Yeah, what are your thoughts on Hardy re-signing with the company?
Good for him. I don't have any, hot takes. If Jeff were to leave, I don't know exactly what he would do, if he would just join Matt and they would do their own thing. I mean, at this point, Jeff is a legacy act in WWE. I think he still hasn't really done everything he could since he came back at WrestleMania 33 in Orlando. So I think bringing him back, that SmackDown roster is kind of weak on the baby faces to begin with, especially now that Roman Reigns has turned. Braun Strowman is on Raw Underground apparently, so I don't know what's going on with him. But Jeff, I mean, he's cool. I know you love him. My boy Dominic loves him, but it's fine. It doesn't get me excited.
Oh, it gets me all the excited. All the whisper and the winds are coming. When are Dominic and I going to do the Jeff Hardy tribute show?
You're gonna have to talk to him about that.
I'll hit up curveballs and chair shots, and I'll be able to get in touch with him that way, I assume.
The Twitter, not the Instagram.
Oh, why not the gram?
Because your boy runs the gram.
Oh, you run the gram. Okay. I'll hit him up on the Twitter. All right, WWE has plans post WWE The Thunderdome. Apparently, they're looking at outdoor venues so they can bring actual fans back into attendance. We've seen AEW do this. It has worked. They've been back for the past couple weeks, and I haven't heard any reports of anybody catching the Rona. Socially distanced tickets. Everybody must wear a mask. Everybody is temperature checked at the gate. Brandon, thoughts on WWE finally doing something like this?
Well, there's always been rumors and speculation that Vince has wanted to do something with fans for the longest time, even like before SummerSlam. And we're seeing not only with AEW, but we're seeing college football has come back. There's people in the crowds at some of the events. The NFL has some people, including Jacksonville. Jacksonville is one of the only places that is allowing fans in their stadiums. So we're seeing a little bit of, a creep back to normalcy. I still feel it's a little bit too early because I think it's like twofold. Like there's people that are going to want to come back, but there's also that are people that are like me who are like, okay, that's cool, but I still don't feel comfortable to go there. And even in AEW, we've talked about this. Yeah, they've brought fans back, but they've brought so little fans back that I hear the wrestlers at ringside more than I hear the actual crowds. Like I feel like during promos, I hear the crowd a little bit more, but when it's a match, it feels like when there was nobody in the stands to begin with. So I think WWE is going to have to try to find that happy medium. WrestleMania still is in question. California, LA, one of the harder places that is, putting the hammer down on this coronavirus thing. I think there's still an option for I don't think there's going to be 70,000 people in California, but I think there's still maybe a possibility of 10, 20,000 people there. But Gavin Newsom and the Pac-12 over there on the West Coast, they're not doing anything. So we'll have to wait and see.
WrestleMania's just going to have to go to Florida.
Well,
apparently, they don't have any rules down there.
You're just starting to figure this out.
I used to live there. I've already known.
I'm sorry about that.
There were some interesting times. I can't mention them on air. That's for Bulletcast After Dark. All right, we are going to move into Inside of the Ring. Tessa Blanchard, the Diamond. She has returned to wrestling this past weekend for Warrior Wrestling. She defended their Women's Championship against Smiley Kylie. It was promoted as Cut the Smile, Cut the Diamond. Obviously, there's only one diamond in this business, and it's Tessa Blanchard. She took an L to Smiley Kylie. Kylie is the new Warrior of Wrestling Women's Champion. It was nice to see Tessa back in the fold, man. It really was.
Yeah, she definitely is talented, no matter all the backstage stuff that's going on. How long has she been a free agent at this point? Like maybe 2 months, and there's rumblings, but still she hasn't landed anywhere. And you think with talent like that, she would land somewhere.
Absolutely. I mean, this was her first match since, like, I want to say February. That's a long layoff.
Yeah, I mean, AEW seemingly doesn't want her. I think WWE is the ultimate landing spot. I think if she is going to, get her act together, WWE is the place that she'll do it.
Absolutely. That's the place where everybody gets their act together. Sean, all the others, all the others. All right, Primetime Live. Primetime Live. It was a pay-per-view that happened on Tuesday night with the NWA and the United Wrestling Network. You saw people like Alex Hammerstone of the Dynasty from MLW. He defended the West Coast Pro Championship on that show. You saw Camille from NWA. And you saw the NWA World Champion Nick Aldis defend the 10 pounds of gold against former WWE star Mike Bennett. Brandon, you didn't watch this, did you?
I definitely did watch this, Phillip.
Oh, okay.
It was a beautiful show. It was, such great wrestling. Great to see the NWA back in action. I mean, just fantastic stuff.
What were your thoughts on the technical difficulties?
Well, it's been a long layoff. It's something that's bound to happen. Unfortunately, that's just is the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
There were no technical difficulties, Brandon.
How do you know? With my keen eye, I saw some things maybe you didn't see. I'm
joking. There were the feed crashed multiple times. It was just like, oh my god, what's going on? They managed to get it together for the main event, thank God. But yeah, I mean, more people are going to be popping up there. Carl Fredericks, who's also been on the show, he's popping up next week. So it's nice to see, stars that from other promotions that I've been fond of starting to come back into the fold in the pandemic era of wrestling. I'm excited.
And the G1 Climax is about to start up. Maybe the return of Under the Radar. Will we recap? Maybe I join Cindy. Maybe we recap it together. Who knows what's going to happen?
Oh, snap. What?
I know.
What? Hey.
Probably not.
Oh, wow.
Who knows? I mean, you're doing so much stuff. It's hard to get on the RSS feed now.
What do you mean, man? What do you mean? You
got all these interviews. You got your new series.
Noobs
watch crowded.
Noobs Watch Wrestling is only happening once a month. The next episode won't happen until October, so there's room for you.
Okay.
We got to bring Under the Radar back. It's award winning. I don't know if you know that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next NXT Takeover is going to happen on October 4th. A little soon. I thought it was going to happen in November because they normally do a War Games. Or Brandon, how do you say it?
War Games.
Yeah. They normally do that. What are your thoughts on this takeover? Happened pretty early. Pretty early.
I mean, it. I don't really know what to explain of it. It's not going like head to head with a Dynamite show. It is kind of like awkwardly placed. I mean, it's in a few weeks. I have not seen NXT yet. I have seen some happenings, but these NXT takeovers normally are always good. Yes, in the pandemic era with no fans, it has taken a little bit of a dip, but I still feel NXT and their takeovers have been quite good.
All right. NXT UK returns tonight. You get to see Volter. You get to see Imperium. You get to see Kaylee Ray. I think that's her name. You get to see all of them. All of them are coming back, man. Got to be excited.
So excited.
Yeah.
I just can't hide it.
Have I ever watched a full episode of that show? Jesus. I know I've watched their takeovers. Yeah. I am a fan of the grizzled young veterans, though. Those guys, they impress me. I like them a lot. All right, this day in wrestling, the WWF. Jesus, I almost went to the 60s there. The Wrestling Challenge in 1986 happened. I think this is when Honky Tonk Man made his debut. Yeah. You have WCW Fall Brawl 95. Hulkster's team won War Games. Yes, there you go. You have WCW Fall Brawl 2000. I think Goldberg did the job for somebody. I can't remember who. What else do we have on here? Raw 2001, the Dudleys become tag team champions. Ring of Honor Glory by Honor 4 2005. Daniel Bryan beats Jamie Noble to become the Ring of Honor World Champion. Unforgiven 2006. A lot happened on this show. You have the handicap match of the McMahons and Big Show versus DX in a steel cage, Hell in a Cell, whatever. You have John Cena versus Edge in a TLC match in Toronto for the WWE title. And you have Trish Stratus beat Lita in her hometown to win the Women's Championship for a 7th time and then retire later on that night. Yeah. A lot of good stuff happened on that card, man. I'm a fan of them. I have to watch that later tonight. Also, unfortunately, on this day 3 years ago, Bobby the Brain Heenan passed away. We still miss the Brain here. I mean, just one of the best minds for the business. Brandon, any thoughts?
Fall Brawl. I mean, shout out Fall Brawl. Got a Fall Brawl T-shirt. Beautiful T-shirt. Goes with my ASAT because it's green and yellow. But Bobby Heenan, R.I.P. I think I went to the Raw show right after he passed away, so I was able to see the tribute, and the fans were showing him some love, so that's always nice to see. Unforgiven 2006, as you said, a very big show out there in Toronto in the 6th, the kids say. And, yeah, good stuff.
Absolutely.
Except for the Brain dying. That's not good.
No. Absolutely not. All right, we have fan mail. Yay. Hootie Who has returned, ladies and gentlemen.
Hootie Who.
There we go. Hootie Who 420. What in the bloody hell happened in the Oscar versus Mickie James match? What finish was that? We will talk about that because I'm not exactly sure. Jack of all trades. That parking lot brawl was the best I've seen Santana and Ortiz portrayed in a long time. It wasn't as good as Eddie versus Cena, but it was damn good. Absolutely, man. We'll get into all of that. Hootie Who 420.
Hootie Who.
I love Randy. I hope he can make it to Clash of Champions Gold Rush. But Keith Lee in his place, I'm not mad at that at all, mates. I'm not mad at Keith Lee getting a shot at the WWE Championship either, man. What say you?
I'm all for Keith Lee making a run, getting that title. Don't think it's going to happen. I think I don't know exactly what I would characterize it, but I just wish Keith Lee would just kind of get out of the way of this Randy Orton McIntyre feud, just because he's not like a part of it. He is a part of it, but he's just like not in the title picture. He's having matches against everybody, but he's not really gaining anything from it. Just put him in a feud with somebody else, let him win that feud, and move his way up eventually to the title feud.
Absolutely. All right, Brightest Day X.
Mr. X. His Bengals play today, so good luck, Mr. X.
Good luck, Mr. X. Damn the Miz to hell for breaking up Mandy and Otis, the greatest couple ever. I mean, they're no Mach and Liz, but they're okay. They're okay. Dude, Will Hobbs is a future world champion, bro. We know. We know, and I can't wait for him to capture that. The OG Elite has come to AEW, so make way for some cleaning and plenty of super kick parties. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that 2017, 2016 Young Bucks and Kenny Omega making their way through AEW. I like that. He also says, I feel they should keep Sasha off TV until Survivor Series. Let Bayley think she's done for good. Then bam! Here comes Face Banks to get revenge and take the title. I like that.
That sucks because she's going to be on Smackdown this Friday.
Really?
Yes. And she's in the new season of The Mandalorian, so shout out Sasha Banks. Better watch that in October when it comes out. So excited. Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda, shut up. Do you know what Yoda's last name was?
Yoda, I mean?
Leahy-Hoo. Get it? Yoda Leahy-Hoo. Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! It's funny. Laugh. Whoa! He's leaving, ladies and gentlemen. Oh God! I'm doing this by myself from now on. Jesus Christ.
Do that again.
I apologize. He also says the parking lot fight was so damn fun. Loved every part of it. Yeah, man. With all that being said, let's just jump into the recaps of the TV shows. McIntyre versus Lee ends in no contest because Retribution comes out there and starts beating them up. Then the Hurt Business comes out there, starts trying to beat them up. Yeah, man. Retribution.
It's Retribution.
Being degenerates.
Yeah, as I said, I kind of hope Keith Lee just stops wrestling Randy Orton and or Drew McIntyre. Gave a little bit of a taste of what these guys can do, so hopefully later on down the line, it can be a much bigger match. Retribution being Retribution. There's rumors about who exactly is it. There's a lot of NXT names linked to it. I kind of don't like that because I wish that they weren't a part of this terrible storyline. I also don't like the big heel faction going up against the other big heel faction in the Hurt Business, which you just had one major turn with, well, I don't know if you call it major, but you just had a turn with Cedric, and now they're coming out to save the day. Like, what the hell? You can't have like some other babyface group of people try to attack them?
Well, it's simple. You see, the Hurt Business runs Monday Night Raw, and now you have this delinquent group trying to run Monday Night Raw. That can't happen. Only one group can run Monday Night Raw, and it's going to be the Hurt Business.
So you want the Hurt Business to beat Retribution, but then you don't want the Hurt Business to beat Ricochet and everybody else.
They can beat everybody else. That's fine. You know, they're the Hurt Business. They're financially capable of beating up everybody. Bobby Lashley is their CEO. It's okay. It's totally fine. Yeah, I see with Retribution here. Where's this going? That's just what I want to know, man. You know,
No clue.
You can't recreate Nexus. You can't do a poor man's aces and eights. Like, I mean, we looking at the sides of these people. Like, one of them's Dio Madden, one of them's Dominic Dijakovic. Hell, Ciampa could be a part of this damn thing. We don't know.
Yeah, they just keep doing the invasion angles. We're starting to hear them, so I guess we're getting closer to that part. But as I said, if you got Dijakovic, Mia Yim, God forbid Tommaso Ciampa, if you have like these people that I feel could be something to the company and you bring them in this crappy storyline, just at this point, just bring in like some jobbers under the mask, have whoever just Drew McIntyre destroy all of them, and then we never see them ever again. But then bring those people in later with them just being themselves.
That's all a very good possibility. Keith Lee's wearing like a singlet now. Are you a fan of this?
I just wish that they can just pick what he's going to be wearing and just stick to it, because I feel like every single week he just changes something different. First it was the tights and the skirt, and now it's just the tights, and now it's a singlet, and now it's like next thing you know he's going to be like Andre the Giant, just one strap, and I don't know what's going on here.
It's okay. You know, I'm a fan of the singlet, and you know, you got to have different variations of gear, man. You know, that stuff gets dirty. It's okay. It's all right.
Or we can just have different colors instead of different variations.
I mean, sometimes you want to change it up. You know, depending on the story you're telling, and you know what you want to wear. You want to be flashy. It's all right. I was kind of a fan of the shorts. I'm not gonna lie. They did look nice.
Not a big fan.
Wow. We have to get you some, and then you'll be a big fan.
If you're going to give me shorts, please get me the Cactus Jack McDonald's McRib shorts for the low price of $75.
You try that Travis Scott?
I have not tried the quarter pounder with bacon on it. I have not.
No. I don't eat McDonald's. You eat it. Tell me how it is.
Okay, maybe later on down the line. I still got like a couple weeks to go.
Okay. All right. Asuka defeats Mickie James. Yeah, this was a solid match. It was decent until the weird finish where apparently Mickie James could continue. I didn't see her tap. I didn't. The mics were close enough. I didn't hear her say, "Oh, I can't go anymore." So what the hell happened here?
The referee said that Mickie James could no longer continue, even though it's felt as though she could still continue. I don't know if the referee messed up, if there was some sort of audible in the ref's ear that Vince was like, all right, cut the match short. This is trash. I don't know what the hell was going on. I don't understand. Like, it's not really protecting Mickie. Like, yeah, maybe she got screwed out of the finish, but in kayfabe terms, she got knocked out and she lost. So I feel like maybe something happened, because if that was the planned finish, it was not a good finish and it was not executed properly as well.
Yeah, if she couldn't continue, just have her say, I quit or something, you know? Like, the grasp Asuka had of that chin was pretty tight. That's all I will say there. All right. Seth Rollins defeats Dominic Mysterio yet again. Defeats him in a steel cage match. Rey Mysterio got involved. Buddy Murphy got involved. There were kendo sticks. Murphy slams the door on Rollins. All in all, curb stomps. Rollins defeats Dominic. I thought he was going to do something to Angie, Mysterio's wife. I would have been down for that, but that didn't happen. Angie hops in the cage to check on her son and their daughter. What's her name? Aaliyah, I think that's her name. She goes to check on Buddy Murphy. People are speculating a little romantic storyline between Buddy Murphy and Leah. What are your thoughts on that? And thoughts on this match?
Just because a woman try to show sympathy to a man, doesn't mean that she's in love with them.
That's not what it means.
Apparently, I mean, it could be. I mean, in WWE storylines, who knows? But
I mean, women have showed sympathy to me. I thought they were in love with me. I guess not. It's probably why.
Phillip, it is no Simp September. Come on now.
Don't ever say that again here.
This is a simp zone. We can simp out here.
Oh man, I'm big in the simp zone. It's probably why I'm still
simping.
Big simping.
This match, I enjoyed it. I thought it was quite good. I think having Rollins defeat Dominic yet again is a good move. Yes, Dominic keeps losing to Seth, but he should keep losing to Seth because Seth is by far the better wrestler. Seth is still one of the higher heels in the company, so keep him strong. And hopefully this means the end. I don't know if that means Murphy is going to join the Mysterio clan. Who knows? Or maybe Murphy goes and faces Seth, but I like it. I'm just wishing that this story comes to an end because we've seen this for so long and it's the same matches over and over and over again with different stipulations.
Yeah. Historically in wrestling, the cage match has been the end of a feud. Hopefully that is it. And, maybe Dominic will become a simp now. What is it? No simp. What is it again?
No Simp September.
Okay.
Because it's September.
I thought you said September. I was about to be like, oh God. Anyway, we move on to Cedric Alexander defeating Ricochet. Cedric, he cut a promo like, this is my job. Had to do what I had to do. Joins the Hurt Business. Rumor has it Ricochet's leaving WWE when his contract expires in January.
Thank God.
Whoa. Why are we thanking the Lord here?
Because Ricochet needs to get the hell out of there. Ricochet is a phenomenal talent. Yeah, he might not have the promo skills, but he is maybe the best wrestler in that company. And yet he just they ain't letting him do anything. Yeah, I know it might be easy to say, look at the match with Will Ospreay, but come on. If you're not letting, I know in WWE they like to scale back what the athletic guys can do, but come on now. Ricochet, I'm not saying he should be the champion of the world and, Drew McIntyre by any means, but he should be a lot more than what he is.
Just go back to NXT, bud. Just go back to NXT. Save your career. That's all I got to say, man. Finn didn't look at him, Tyler Breeze didn't look at him. Yeah, that's the way to go. Just go back down there, pick up where you left off.
Or you can go back to New Japan and you can, be the top guys in there.
Yeah, but then they'll be like, oh, my God, they're pushing another former WWE guy and all this other stuff, Do we really want to hear them complain on the internet about that again?
That's what the mute button is for.
I guess.
Back to Cedric Alexander. I actually thought that his promo was fine. I liked the way he came across. I thought it was a good first step. I still am a little iffy on if he can be a heel, but I think he did well. The match itself was fine. We've seen this match before. It could have been on main event, but it was on Raw. So good job, guys.
Good job, guys. All right, what else happened on Raw? The Street Profits defeat Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. Unify the tag titles. That's all I want to say about this. Moving on.
I'm ready for Cesaro and Nakamura to then beat the Street Profits. So then the rubber match is to unify the titles.
That just makes sense. Do it at a Clash of Champions Gold Rush. All right, Kevin Owens defeats Aleister Black. I guess, hooray.
Great. Aleister Black turns heel, and his first feud, he's losing already.
Absolutely. All right, Braun Strowman is underground? Why was he on Raw Underground?
I don't know. Apparently, Shane says anyone's welcome at Raw Underground, but it's not actually Raw. It's kind of an offshoot of Raw, so it's not the quarterly transfer rule trade thingy that they say that they have, but then they don't explain exactly what it means. It is way too confusing.
So I guess who else is going to show up? That's what I want to know. Can we
Daniel Bryan? Daniel Bryan shows up out of nowhere after his paternity leave.
Oh, and he just starts shoot wrestling on dudes. I'm not opposed to it. On
I can
commentary,
see Daniel Bryan just being like, you know what? I just want to wrestle on Raw Underground for 5 minutes and have a grappling fest. Seems
there,
easy enough.
there you go. Him and Timothy Thatcher. Oh boy, oh boy. Yep. Stop the presses.
Thank God
That's
the camera's only from the waist up.
absolutely. That's some. Oh. All right. Dolph Ziggler and MVP were on commentary for this. I like Dolph on commentary. I'd much rather have him be the world champion, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to move on to AEW Dynamite. Here we go. FTR defeat the Jurassic Express. This was some good tag team wrestling. The beginning of the show, this is the Young Bucks super kick yet another referee, and they're walking to the back, and they're like, Tony, you want to find us? We actually see Tony Khan on TV. They just throw a wad of cash at TK, and he's like, oh, okay, you know. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the Young Bucks being rogue degenerates, and thoughts on FTR versus the Jurassic Express?
Young Bucks coming out of nowhere to super kick the referee. It's fine. I mean, they're doing heelish things without any real reasoning. So, I mean, that would make them heels, I guess. But I hope this is kind of the last we see of just doing something without really talking. I want to hear from the Young Bucks. I want to hear from Kenny. I know Kenny was on the show on commentary. We'll talk about him in a little bit, but I think at this moment it's a good first step. It's also kind of a nice way to kick the can down the road with the FTR Young Bucks match, because if they're both heels, there's not really a reason to have that match right now. But I think eventually, even when the Young Bucks are heels, if and when crowds come back, everyone's going to love them. They're going to turn into badass baby faces. But the match itself with FTR and Jurassic Express, I thought it was good. Very much what you would expect. You know, put the heat on Jungle Boy, have Luchasaurus come in, but in the end, FTR gets the win sneakily, but continues their undefeated streak. So pretty much what I would expect.
Yeah, but crowds have come back, Brandon.
You know what I mean.
Oh, full capacity, boys. Hey now.
Where I can actually hear the crowd during a match.
I hear them when they sing the Jericho song.
That's not during a match.
You're right. All right. Hangman Adam Page defeats Kazarian. You know, with Kenny Omega on commentary. Hangman gets the win. He's looking for his buddy, but Kenny just walks to the back. Yeah.
I liked the match. I thought it was good stuff. Kenny on commentary, kind of awkward, but that's kind of what Kenny does. I did really much like the ending because, you know, Kenny he leaves. He just ends up leaving. You know, he wasn't like a penis about it. You know, try to be PG on here. He's not trying to be an a-hole about the situation. But you know what, Phillip? Don't give me that look. I'm trying to be for the kids, even though I said penis. And I said it again. Anyways. Hangman Adam Page looking around for his buddy. His buddy wasn't there. He's a sad cowboy. All he wants to do is be loved. He's just a sad, lonely drunk. And I feel for him. Even though, you know, I'm still not on board with the storyline all the way, but I think that was a good step to get a lot of sympathy onto Hangman and make him definitely the guy you're rooting for in this situation.
Hangman represents the majority of America. We're all sad, lonely drunks in quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Maxwell Jacob Friedman defeats Sean Dean. Did he defeat him during the commercial break?
I have no idea.
Because I like it. Like the bell rings and the match is over. When he comes back from commercial, I'm like, what the hell is this? Yeah. So you know, then he cuts a promo saying he's the uncrowned, undisputed world heavyweight champion, and he tells Justin Roberts to say it, and he does. This happened.
I thought this was really good. MJF getting back on track, cutting a promo, and who knows if this means they're going to go back to the title feud, but I think it was a good promo just for him to kind of reestablish his character, and maybe somebody will come out and attack him, and that's how MJF will get sidetracked.
Absolutely. All right, the Kingston family promo. So, you know, Eddie Kingston, he keeps saying, you know, I didn't lose the Battle Royal. Check the rules. You know, he says there's orders of business. He rambles and all this other stuff. Look, if they're a family, Keeping Up with the Kardashians is going off the air. Pick this up. I'm down. I'm down for it. Yes, sir. Then we get all the spin-offs.
The Lucha House Party. I was trying to think of something, but yeah. Mm. Anyways, Eddie Kingston, I think his promos are good. I like the delivery he has. I like the swagger and the cadence he has. But still, once again, why the hell are these guys all together? And I guess now officially they're heels, which I guess is probably the better way with Butcher and Blade at least. And then he was like, he told Blade to get his house in order. So I don't know if that means Phillip. Does that mean the bunny's coming back?
The bunny might have to come back, you know. QT, he did get the hair plug, so that's how we started pulling the bunny. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But oh, this will make great reality TV. I can't wait. Can't wait for the brawl in the kitchen with QT and the blade over the bunny while she's baking
Well,
cookies.
if you want some good wrestling reality shows, then watch Impact and watch The Wrestler's House.
I, I'd rather go on the network and watch Legends House. I don't want to see that. I don't want to
Trust
see
me,
that.
I haven't watched a single thing of it, but from what I've heard, you don't want to watch any of it.
I mean, it's Impact. What do you expect? Yeah. So I don't know where the Kingston family is going to be going. The Kingston family, I don't know. We'll find out. All right. The demo god, Le Champion, Chris Jericho, with his buddy, the Big Hurt, Jake Hager. They defeat Private Party. 3-0 are Jericho and Hager. Climbing the ranks in that tag team division, man.
I do like the pairing of Jake Hager and Chris Jericho. I think this was a good match. I think that, have Hager be the bigger guy, be able to catch the high flying dudes, and Jericho can, get the heat for a majority of the match. Hager can, do his Hager things. And the matches themselves are not going to be phenomenal by any means, but I think at this point, if Jericho you don't want to spend too much equity on Jericho as a single star. You don't want to just have him wrestle everybody. So put him in a tag team until there's something meaningful for either, something Jericho thinks of or something that the company thinks of for Jericho to do. Just kind of have him kind of spin his wheels in the tag team division and maybe go somewhere else.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right, moving on. We get Thunder Rosa versus Ivelisse for the NWA World's Women's Championship. Thunder Rosa, she gets the win, and then Diamante attacks Thunder Rosa. And then Hikaru Shida, the AEW Women's Champion, runs out there, gets rid of Ivelisse, and Diamante picks up the NWA Women's title, looks at it for a second, then hands it back to Thunder Rosa. Could we be getting Shida Rosa too this time for the NWA Women's title?
I think that is a possibility. Really like the Thunder Rosa Ivelisse match. I think kind of this collection of women have been putting on some good matches, and I'm excited to see the tag team match. Nice to see that the women's division AEW, as even though it might just be a small little, sample size with a few of the wrestlers on the roster, is getting better.
Absolutely. All right, so then we get to Jake Robertson and Lance Archer. Lance Archer just attacks some random guy in the crowd, wrestlers crowd, whatever. And, it's been announced that there's going to be a 6-man tag. Mox is the captain of one team. Lance Archer is the captain of another. So, Jake Roberts says if I have to get in bed with the devil, it's going to be the Tasmanian devil. He calls out Taz. So his people, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks, are going to be in Archer's corner. And then you see somebody trying to attack Mox, kind of like what happened with the fan a couple weeks ago. It's not Darby Allin, but Darby Starks attacking John Moxley, and Brian Cage is there. And then the homie Will Hobbs running a 4-2-40 up them steps, slinging a chair at Cage and Starks, and he's yelling, I want to fight, I want to fight. So then Mox, he hypes him up with his promo, and he says, Darby, we're calling on you. Hopefully you can make it. Get your ass to Jacksonville next week.
I loved all of it. I thought Jake and Taz had probably the best exchange they've had, because we've seen this a few times leading up to the Battle Royal. I was always saying it was kind of awkward, kind of messy, but I did like that the exchanges both of those guys had. It was just it made sense. A heel doesn't want to be with another heel because they're lone wolves, but they had an exchange. They made a promise that if I win, you guys get the first shot at the title. And then I like the beatdown angle, Hobbs coming out and saving. It was logical sense. There was no real link between Hobbs and Moxley, but Hobbs is a babyface. Babyfaces should try to help out other babyfaces, and Moxley, being the top babyface, should have some friends. And so he does, and I really enjoyed that, and I really did like the promo that Moxley cut. It was just very short and sweet, but it was very high energy and very hype, and I liked it. As I said, maybe Will Hobbs is the designated job guy, but I think, you could, make a statement by having him beat Ricky Starks, because I think he's the designated job guy on that side of the match. But I mean, Will Hobbs kind of has come out of nowhere. He jobbed a lot in dark, and now he's getting this main event opportunity.
Absolutely, man. And I think he will have a very impressive showing. I mean, like I said, we've seen what he can do out here in the Bay. And for him to do it on a national scale on TNT, I think that's going to be some really great stuff. Brandon, tell us about the main event.
Well, the main event was a parking lot fight, street fight. I don't know. But it was the best friends taking on Santana and Ortiz. Santana and Ortiz were all gussied up in some white face paint. It was very similar to back in the day in WWE. If you play those old SmackDown versus Raw video games, they had the parking lot in a circle with some crowds or wrestlers with cars and trucks and everything like that. It was just all over the place. It was a street fight. We had some plunder. We had a lot of blood, seemingly accidental blood, or accidentally on purpose blood. And we get the big finish with Orange Cassidy just happens to be sitting in the trunk of a car, and Orange Cassidy makes the big save, and everyone hits the big moves, and the best friends get the win. They go into Chuck's mom's car, and I forget what her name is. She flips the bird, so that's a new t-shirt coming to Pro Wrestling Tees.
Sue. Yes, it was Sue.
Shout out Sue.
This was very good. I did think the Santana and Ortiz, I thought they should have won, because like they have a good showing, but then they just lose. It's kind of like Bray Wyatt, good showing, but he lost so much. Then you just don't care. He's not credible anymore. Like them and the Lucha Bros are starting to feel like not credible tag teams.
Yeah, I forget who the emailer was that said that this was probably the best that they looked, and I have to agree with them. I thought Santana and Ortiz looked really good in here. They've been with the Inner Circle, and the Inner Circle is a little bit more comedy than I would like it to be, but I think with Santana and Ortiz being very serious in this quote-unquote blood feud, I really enjoyed what they were doing. The thing is, with FTR being heel champions at the moment, I think you got to build up some baby faces. Luchasaur or Jurassic Express, as saw that they lost, kind of been there, done that. So I think maybe best friends is the next logical step to have a match with FTR.
Absolutely. A big win for best friends, though. Orange Cassidy coming out of nowhere. I gotta love it.
And Orange Cassidy getting a TNT title shot next week.
Yes, against Brody Lee. I'm excited. Next week looks like a nice little bit of Dynamite. There's going to be a late night Dynamite on Tuesday. You watching that, Brandon?
Of course, I got to watch it. A double dip after the Western Conference Finals. The Lakers not taking on the Clippers because the Clippers choked, which sucks because I picked the Clippers to win the whole thing.
They blew a 3-1 lead, right?
We're not going to talk about that.
This is what I hear.
Let's just think
teams on the West Coast, they just blow 3-1 leads.
Well, the Cleveland Indians blew a 3-1 lead in the World Series, and they're not on the West Coast.
Talk about basketball teams, Brandon.
Oh, okay. You didn't say basketball teams. You just said.
I know. I got to clarify. They're going to go against the Nuggets, and this is what I hear.
They are going against the Nuggets. It doesn't matter because no matter who they face, whoever comes out the West, the Miami Heat and Jimmy Buckets is coming out the East, and the Heat winning the chip again.
Oh, man.
Because the Heat are on fire.
Literally, because heat, fire. I get it. Superstar Spotlight. Who do we got? I'm giving it to my boy, Will Hobbs. Congratulations on the signing, brother. Hope you kick ass with Mox next week.
I will agree with you. Shout out Will Hobbs. I think that, kind of came out of nowhere. As I said, signs with AEW in the main event next week with Jon Moxley. So hopefully he has a good showing. Should be a lot of fun.
Yes. All right. Our promo pick of the week, Brandon. What is it?
So last week we did the Tully and Arn from the NWA. So now we're going to do Tully and Arn in the WWF, also known as the Brainbusters. This is from WWF Superstars from September 24th, 1989. You can look at this up on the U of Tube. And I mean, pretty much similar to what they did over in NWA, but just kind of something to look at and see the difference between the two promotions and how that they came across.
Absolutely. It was Tully and Arn doing what Tully and Arn do. Talking it up. They had the brain by their side. It was all good stuff. You have to love it. You love to see it. All right, our closed match pick of the week is from the WWE Network, the little indies that they've been throwing up there. WXW, Tyson Dukes. I've been a fan of his really since the Cruiserweight Classic 4 years ago. He's really impressed me. Smash Wrestling, all that stuff in Canada. Against Yoki Ishikawa. Super Fight Ambition 11. It's from August 8th, 2019. Really just strong grappling in this match. It's a promotion in Germany. They've done some good work, man. I'm a fan.
So when you texted me this, I was like, what the hell is this? Usually you're taking my gimmick with the deep cuts on not only the network, but just anywhere. So I looked it up, and this was very similar to Bloodsport. It was a technical match. You can only win by submission or knockout. And I think this is what Raw Underground should be. I think that you can have good long-form grappling matches, and this was evident.
Absolutely, man. That's going to wrap it up for us here. Follow us on Twitter at Bulletcast, Instagram, The Bulletcast, YouTube channel, The Bulletcast. Email us, Bulletcast2 is then the number 2, sweetswet@gmail.com. Every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. on 99.9 FM KW in Watsonville. iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud. Are we still on this SoundCloud? I still get emails about SoundCloud, even though we're not there. Like I said, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Spotify, Patreon. We're all over the damn place. Catch me. Baby Huey released in the clip where we recap last week's Dynamite and Miro, all that other stuff. Check out my interview with West Coast Design and the beautiful new Bulletcast Championship. Noobs Watch Wrestling, all that stuff is there. Brandon and I are back next week for our usual Bulletcast recap. He's hosting episode 190, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, dude. You hit all the milestone episodes. Maybe even I'll let you host 200. We don't know. Cindy's Into the Stratosphere will be up on Sunday. Stay clean, stay strong, stay safe. Diamonds are forever. So is the microphone messiah. God damn it. Turn off the Bulletcast hotline.
In my eyes, we are the elite, and you are the weak. No matter how hard I fall, I'll get back up on my feet. Red alert, this is gonna hurt. When your face is in the dirt, you'll know your death is what I seek. We are the elite, and you are the weak, and I will
This
always
has been the
get
Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.